The crying started 3 nights before my mother died. Not soft crying, not human crying. It sounded like someone grieving with their throat torn open. The first time I heard it was just after midnight. I had been asleep by the fire when the sound drifted over the fields behind our cottage in County Clare. At first I thought it was the wind scraping against the stone walls. Then it came again. A woman's wail, long, broken, full of agony. My dog, Bran, lifted his head from the rug and began growling toward the window. Every hair along his back stood upright. I remember my mother freezing beside the sink. She crossed herself immediately. "Don't look outside," she whispered. I laughed nervously and asked her what she meant, but she only stared into the darkness beyond the glass. "The Banshee," she said quietly. "She's come for someone." I had heard the stories growing up, same as every child in Ireland. A spirit woman who appeared before death. Some said she combed her long grey hair beside the rivers. Others claimed she screamed outside family homes before someone passed away. I never believed any of it. Until the second night, the crying came closer. This time it sounded like it was moving slowly around the cottage itself. Bran barked violently at the front door before suddenly yelping and retreating beneath the kitchen table. Then came 3 knocks. Slow, heavy, the kind of knock that makes your stomach drop before your mind understands why. My mother began praying under her breath. I should never have opened the door. The fields outside were empty, except for the fog rolling low over the grass. But near the stone wall at the edge of our land, I saw something pale standing motionless in the mist. A woman, tall and impossibly thin. Her hair hung almost to the ground, black as wet soil. I couldn't see her face clearly, but I could hear her sobbing, not normal sobbing. It sounded ancient, like grief pulled from the bottom of the earth itself. Then she lifted her head. Her eyes were white, not blind, white, milk white and shining in the dark. I slammed the door instantly, my heart hammering so hard I thought I would faint. My mother started crying the moment she saw my face. "You looked at her," she whispered. The third night was the worst. A storm rolled across the village after sunset. Rain hammered against the roof while the electricity flickered on and off. Around midnight the crying returned once more. Except this time, it came from inside the house. Bran began screaming, not barking, screaming. I grabbed the fireplace poker and searched the rooms while my mother prayed in the kitchen. The sound led me upstairs toward my parents' old bedroom at the end of the hall. The door was already open. I remember the smell first, rot, wet earth, something old and buried. Then lightning flashed through the window, and I saw her. She stood in the corner of the bedroom, impossibly tall, her head tilted at an unnatural angle. Water dripped from her tangled hair onto the floorboards. In her hands was a comb made of bone. Slowly she dragged it through her hair while sobbing violently. I couldn't move. She turned toward me inch by inch. Her mouth stretched far too wide, filled with blackened teeth. Then she pointed downstairs. Just once. I ran. I nearly fell down the stairs trying to reach my mother. But when I entered the kitchen, she was lying on the floor beside the table. Still, cold. Her rosary beads scattered across the tiles. The crying outside stopped immediately. By morning, the Banshee was gone. But sometimes, late at night, when the wind moves across the fields behind the cottage, I still hear her, crying for the next person, waiting outside the door.